So, you just got the promotion. Congratulations! You're leading a team for the very first time. Now what? Well, if you're looking for the instruction manual, you've come to the right place. We're about to break down 5 crucial tips for first-time leaders that will help you go from just surviving to actually thriving. Let's get into it. Making that leap from being a star player to suddenly being the coach, it's probably one of the toughest shifts in anyone's career. And why is that? Well, because the very skills that made you an amazing individual contributor are not the same skills that are going to make you a great manager. And that right there is the new manager's dilemma. Okay, so it's your first day. First off, congratulations. That's huge. But I'm guessing you're feeling this wild mix of excitement and, let's be honest, a whole lot of pressure, right? You're now responsible for other people, for their performance, and for outcomes in a way you've just never been before. And yeah, it really can feel just like this. One second, you're an expert at your job, just crushing your own tasks. And the next, bam, you're thrown onto a treadmill that's already cranked up to full speed. It's a lot. But here's the secret, okay? The goal isn't to just run faster. It's to figure out how the whole machine works in the first place. And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. Real leadership, it's not about the power that comes with your new title. It's about understanding your boss, your team, and the real challenges you're all facing together. Okay, let's jump into our first play. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not what you're expecting. Your very first move as a new manager, it isn't about managing your team. Nope. It's about looking up and managing expectations. Think about it. As a manager, you are literally in the middle of two worlds. You've got your team looking to you for guidance, and you've got your boss looking to you for results. So ask yourself, if you and your boss aren't on the same page about what winning even looks like, how on earth can you lead your team to get there? And hey, this isn't just some textbook theory. This plays out at the absolute highest levels. I mean, look at Satya Nadella at Microsoft. When he took the CEO job, he didn't storm in and start reorganizing everything. What was his first move? He just listened. He took the time to really understand what the board expected, and that led to his whole growth mindset revolution, which completely turned one of the biggest companies on the planet around. So, how do you actually do this? It's simpler than you think. Get that one-on-one on the calendar with your boss. And don't be shy. Ask really direct questions. Things like, what does a home run look like for our team in the next 6 months? Or what are the biggest priorities I should be focused on? This isn't about sucking up. It's about getting total clarity so you can lead with confidence. Okay, moving on to play number 2. Look, we're all drowning in data, right? KPIs, dashboards, spreadsheets. It's so easy to get lost in all those numbers. But you have to remember, the data tells you what happened. It almost never tells you why. And this is the tightrope you have to walk as a manager. The logic, the data, absolutely crucial for spotting problems. But the empathy, the human stories, that's where the magic happens. That's how you uncover the why behind the what. That's where you find the real answers. Here's a perfect example. An Amazon warehouse. The spreadsheets were screaming that productivity on the night shift was just awful. Now, a manager who only looks at data might have just pushed people harder, but instead they went down and actually talked to the employees. And guess what they found? The problem wasn't the people. It was terrible lighting and bad ventilation, making everyone exhausted. They fixed the environment, and just like that, performance shot right back up. See? The story behind the data. Okay, play number 3. This one is a huge trap for new managers. You feel this immense pressure, right? You got to make your mark, prove they made the right call promoting you, and that pressure can push you into a really dangerous habit, doing stuff just to be seen doing stuff. It's a real thing. It's even got a name, actionism. It's all motion, no direction. There's this classic story about a new manager at a Ford plant who just had to change something. So he messed with the shift patterns without really understanding how things worked. And the result? Total disaster. Production nosedived, quality went out the window. He even said it himself later. I acted before I understood. So what's the cure for activism? It's this beautiful, simple framework. Step 1, observe. For your first month, maybe even 2, your only job is to be a sponge. Listen, learn, soak it all in. Step 2, understand. Connect the dots, figure out what's really going on. And only then, step 3, act. You're not just reacting anymore. You're prescribing a solution based on a deep, real diagnosis. All right, play number 4. This one can be delicate. You're taking over a team from someone else, and that temptation to come in and immediately start pointing out everything that was wrong with the old way, it's strong.
But trust me, it's a massive mistake. Here's why. When you trash the person who was there before you, it doesn't make you look smarter. It just makes you look insecure. Plus, you're instantly putting up a wall between you and anyone on the team who actually like that person and their system. Your job is to write the next chapter, not erase the one that just finished. And if you want a masterclass in how to do this right, look no further than Tim Cook at Apple. I mean, could you imagine having to follow Steve Jobs? He could have tried to make a big splash, to declare a new Apple. But what did he do? He consistently publicly honored Jobs' legacy. He built on the past instead of tearing it down, and in doing so, he kept the trust of the entire company during what could have been a chaotic time.
Okay, we're at our fifth and final play. And honestly, this might be the hardest lesson for any new leader to learn. It's so natural to want your team to like you, but your goal as a manager isn't to win a popularity contest. It's to earn respect.
And just look at the difference. The manager who chases popularity, they're the one who dodges the tough conversations, who lets standards slip because they don't want to upset anyone. The manager who earns respect, they make the hard calls, but they're fair, they're consistent, they hold a high bar for everyone, including themselves. That's the person who builds real, lasting trust.
It's all about finding that balance. Think about a manager at Tesla. They have to enforce these strict quality checks that sometimes slow down the production line. Is that popular with the crew on the floor in that moment? Probably not. But is it the right thing to do for the company, for the brand, for the customer? Absolutely. That's leadership. It's that tough balance between empathy and accountability. So there you have it. That's the playbook. Let's run through it one last time. First, align upward with your boss. Get on the same page. Second, look beyond the spreadsheets. Find the human story. Third, resist the urge to act. Observe first. Fourth, build on the past. Don't just tear it down. And finally, number 5, make your goal respect, not popularity. Every single one of these plays is about making that fundamental shift from being a great doer of work to being a great leader of people. Look, your journey as a manager is just getting started, and it's not always going to be smooth sailing. So, as you step into this new role, I'll leave you with this to think about. What's your first purposeful action going to be?